Welcome to the run-in on BT Sport, and ladies and gentlemen, it is finally WrestleMania week, and a big-time occasion. It's cause for a big-time studio. We're no longer behind laptops in our kitchens and our living rooms. We are here in BT Sport Studio with a beautiful red light. We're talking about WrestleMania today, as well as NXT Takeover Stand and Deliver Nights 1 and 2. And then we'll take a walk through the Hall of Pain with WWE legend Mark Henry. Now, the surroundings may have changed, but the running regulars are still here. I'm joined, as ever, by Trent Seven and Jinny from NXT UK. How are you both? Jinny, how are you?
I am great, and I'm absolutely loving this.
It's wonderful.
This is absolutely fantastic.
Bringing a tear to my eye.
Yeah.
I feel like I finally made it.
Yes, yeah, we've made it.
This is it.
We're out of leisure wear. I think this is the first time that we're all wearing,
I'm wearing long
not
pants.
jogging bottoms, yeah?
I'm actually wearing trousers.
Tremendous.
Not that I don't wear anything.
Famously, Trent never wears anything.
Yeah.
That's the way he likes to do
casual
the
shorts.
WrestleMania week, look, it's the most exciting time of the year for a WWE fan. I've never been to WrestleMania. I know you both have been. Trent, I'll start with you because I know you've been to the Undertaker Shawn Michaels match.
That was my first WrestleMania as a fan, WrestleMania 25.
That must have been amazing.
Yeah, it was frightening.
Yeah.
I think I cried for about half an hour after it, just taking in the fact that I'd even been there, let alone seen that match. You know what I mean? And obviously, no offence to everyone else on the card, but yeah, you all paled in comparison to The Undertaker versus Shawn Michaels at WrestleMania 25.
Jinny, how was your first sort of WrestleMania experience going as a fan?
It was amazing. My first time that I ever went was back in 2017, and it was actually a couple of days after we had just done Access as well for WWE. Remember, it was my first WrestleMania as a fan, and I just remember just sitting there and I was just taking it all in because it was an outside stadium.
It was Orlando, right?
Yes, it was Orlando, yeah. And I was there for when the Hardy Boys returned, and the pop for that was just on another level. So it was definitely a great first time for WrestleMania for me. It was absolutely amazing.
So I'm going to put you both on the spot here, and I want a really quick answer. I don't want you to think about it too much because there's so many of them. I want the first reaction, first thing that comes to your mind. Favourite WrestleMania moment?
When Kofi Kingston won the WWE Championship. Because I remember we were there, and that's when we were signed as well. And I remember standing actually near the ring. We snuck out of where we were supposed to be sitting, and it was me and grizzled young vets, and we were just standing so close to the ring, like we had like quite a few rows of people in front of us, and just the atmosphere just changed just like that as soon as it went 1, 2, 3. Incredible moment.
And Trent?
Ultimate Warrior returning to help Hulk Hogan WrestleMania 8.
There we go. He had ages to think about that, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did. I'm very happy that you always choose me last second.
And of course, WrestleMania is an event made up of moments, and whether you're a fan or a superstar, you all have your favourite. We caught up with a few WWE superstars in the last couple of weeks to find out theirs.
WrestleMania 14, and that was the WrestleMania where Mike Tyson was involved in Stone Cold and Shawn Michaels, so you know what I'm saying? Mike Tyson doing his thing. Yeah, that WrestleMania for me was like, it set me on the path of really wanting to pursue this career.
I think it was WrestleMania 3. It was Piper against Adrian Adonis. Now, I think they might have had like maybe 5 or 6 minutes. Well, from the moment that the crowd were going insane and built up that whole story, and from the moment it started to the moment it finished, it was just chaos. Piper, like, get on Adonis. It was awesome.
The 3 WrestleManias where Rock and Austin wrestled are like up there for me, just because like The Rock was like my reason for like wanting to be in the WWE forever. So anything with him.
The most hype I've ever been for a Mania match, like throughout my childhood, that sticks out vividly to me was Trish versus Mickey. When they finally had that block match at Mania, because the build up to that match was absurd to me. The whole super fan thing, I thought they did everything perfectly. And I vividly remember that Mania.
The Battle of the Billionaires was incredible, especially being somebody like me. I was so young in the business at the time, and then again put in such a main event match. You know, having Stone Cold Steve Austin in the ring with me, Shane McMahon, Vince McMahon. I love it, man. That had to be my highlight of my career. However, main event this year, I know it's going to top it.
It's almost a normal WrestleMania week. Now we've got fans back on Saturday and Sunday night. It's almost a normal week. But one thing that isn't normal is NXT Takeover, which has become a big part of the WrestleMania week. We've got 2 nights of it now. Jinny, what match on the 2 nights of NXT Takeover Stand and Deliver are you most excited for?
The tag team
Grizzled Young
titles
Vets.
match.
Yeah,
Grizzled
that's
Young
that
Vets.
NXT UK
NXT.
Is this their
right?
time?
Yeah, look, they're
Is
going to
this their
take it.
time?
Absolutely.
They've shone ever since going to the States. And obviously they had the big sort of delay in turning up there and then being able to really get started because of COVID. But they've pretty much picked up straight where they left off and are stealing shows again.
Yeah.
They'll be the first team to lift both those titles, both the NXT and NXT UK titles as well.
Yeah.
It's career changing, career defining, so huge opportunity for them. So I do wish them all the best, as much as I hate them, professionally. But you know, they're an incredible team, and they work so incredibly well together. You know, there's not a lot of teams out there that I've ever been in the ring with that would come anywhere near them. So I think they deserve it. So let's see them bring some British boys bringing home some more gold. Absolutely. That'd be great.
And the NXT UK title being defended, being on a big stage like that, it can only be good for NXT UK.
Right.
Having it there with someone that generally on takeovers people look out for the Ciampa match, don't they? They always have done. He's like one of the NXT guys that you look out for, and now he's got Big Walter in there.
Right. I mean, you don't have to go too far back in history to see the wars between him and Gargano. Just, you know, they arguably, you know, those kind of matches put Takeover really on the map. So yeah, Ciampa versus Walter. Can he hack it down? Can he bring home the title? Will he come over here with that title and defend it against other incredibly talented NXT UK male roster members? Who knows? But we'll have to see it stand and deliver.
Io Shirai and Raquel Gonzalez, how buzzing are you for that one?
Absolutely. If you look at Io, she has literally held gold around her waist in so many parts of the world. She's been wrestling for 14 years and she has beaten the likes of Toni Storm, Rhea Ripley, Sasha Banks, and she took the title from Charlotte Flair. She is at the top of her game. But then you've got Raquel Gonzalez, who has been only wrestling since 2014. And people actually forget that she is a second-generation superstar. So, you know, she's going to know some tricks of the trade. She's going to know how to chop people. And I think she's going to put a statement out there at TakeOver when she takes that gold from Io.
Talking about the men's title match, we have Karrion Kross and Finn Balor. That's two physical superstars. Finn Balor, who is like a real big-time superstar. He's obviously been up to, you know, the top. He's been on Raw. He was the first Universal Champion. How much are you looking forward to that one?
Yeah, I think it's going to be huge. You know, once again, when you go to takeovers, the mood and everything just changes that little bit more. You know, I've only done, you know, one takeover in NXT in America, and just that feeling just before you walk out the curtain, there's something a little bit extra special. I say this a lot, especially here as well in NXT UK, you know. Every single NXT UK episode that's on BT Sport or on the network, that's our Raw is War. Do you know what I mean? That's our SmackDown. And every single takeover is our WrestleMania. And until we get to that next level, that's how we treat it. Do you know what I mean? And it's exactly the same for the guys at NXT in America. Every single takeover is WrestleMania. It's the day. It's the day when you get the chance to show the entire world how good you are, how much this, you know, this story means to you, how much that title means to you. And I think it's just going to be another moment for Finn Balor where he gets to prove to the entire universe the reason why he came back, and how for him, it's not a step back, it's not a step down, it's not a step anywhere, it's a step straight across. A guy who's been at WrestleMania will go out there and perform at our takeover, our WrestleMania, and I think he'll keep the gold.
And of course, we have to mention Adam Cole and Kyle O'Reilly. And NXT at its absolute best is when you get those fierce rivalries. And Trent, I know you talk all the time about watching these as a fan. You just want to support someone, you want to care about someone. And Adam Cole, my God, do you want to hate him all the time, right? Yeah. Kyle O'Reilly is the one you're backing in this one. That match, everyone's thinking that's going to be possibly the match of the week.
Yeah, I can't disagree with that. If you were to ask me what match I was looking forward to most, that would have been the answer. You know, I've had the luxury of knowing these guys way before we all even started thinking that WWE was even in a pipe dream. And I've wrestled them and been very lucky to wrestle them on almost every level, all the way up to, you know, takeovers, etc., and things like that with Kyle O'Reilly. And just professionally watching just how incredible they've become. You know, knowing full well that they were always going to get to this level anyway. I don't want to ever, you know, put the pressure on them too much, because I know that they can live up to it, but for me this is going to be match of the weekend. Maybe even match of the entire WrestleMania week.
It's going to be an absolutely incredible match, 100%. I think that Adam Cole's going to come out on top of this, though. I mean, like you said, they've got a history together. Huge. I think they've known each other for like 14 years, and they came into NXT to literally dominate. I think the only stable that's actually been able to sort of, you know, be on the same level as them is Imperium, because they're such a strong faction as well. Adam Cole, he is incredibly ruthless. If you've looked what's unfolded over the last few weeks, I think he's going to do anything he can to literally take out O'Reilly. I really do.
So, to get us in the mood for WrestleMania, we're going to dip into some Irish literature. I'm talking my favourite Irish poets, Oscar Wilde, James Joyce, Jed Wood, and now the Celtic warrior, Sheamus.
It's in those quiet moments when you remember the spectacle of the ages. The thump of flesh and canvas. Then 1, 2, 3. The bell tolls for victory and defeat. A champion arises. A warrior lies plotting revenge. Those images linger long in the mind. It's art with muscle, with true grit and backstories of hard work. Each bout is an epic story of rivalries and careers that reach their crescendo, and the moment a streak ends, or the slam that was heard around the world. I don't believe it! From the flash of a stunning 18-second triumph to tales of love, of honor, and boyhood dreams come true. A parade of giants in combat, the thrill of tables, ladders, and chairs, and the decisive flight of a spear. The face-off to end all face-offs, miracles and underdogs, heroines who forge new histories, and defeats that spur glorious resurrection. Each year, the muscle memory gets stronger. Each year, the roar gets louder. Each year, we all want to be in that arena to make new, unforgettable moments. It's time again for WrestleMania. Where will you be?
Welcome back to The Run-In on BT Sport. And now do we have a treat for you. Get your salmon pink blazers ready. And if you don't have one, I'm sure Trent has about 12 that you can borrow. Because earlier on today, we caught up with the Hall of Famer from the Hall of Pain, Mark Henry. So, WrestleMania week, Mark, what was this like for you? Back when you were a performer, when you get to this stage early in WrestleMania week and the hype starts?
The biggest thing was running around doing all of the support things. They'll go and meet the media, going and doing charitable events, and meeting with the high-ups in WWE, all the corporate handshake things. That was the bulk of the work. I was so excited about getting in the ring that, you know, usually it was well worth it anyway.
Do you have a sort of distinct memory of your first WrestleMania stepping out in front of the fans?
They all seem to kind of run together, but I guess I think the most memorable of all of the WrestleManias was WrestleMania 22. Me and The Undertaker. It's hard to beat being in a main event match with, you know, the best guy in the world. So, you know, that kind of tends to stick with you.
Bianca Belair, one of the headline spots in this huge storyline with Sasha Banks in the women's title match. How proud are you seeing her in that spot?
I'm so proud, like if it was one of my own kids. I saw this young woman with tutu and big fluffy bows in her hair, doing cartwheels before she got ready to do a lift. And I was like, she's too entertaining for CrossFit. She needs to be in pro wrestling.
I watched the Chronicles on the WWE Network, and I remember her saying that you could bring her in, but there's only so much you can do, and the rest is up to her. And she had that personality from day one, and it's true. You know, some people sometimes they either have it or they don't.
Yeah, I had to lie. I had to lie to everybody's face to get Daniel Bryan looked at. You know, they wanted guys that were big and huge, and I said, man, this guy, he's like 6'1", like 200 pounds, like he can get it done. And when he got there, they were like, this guy's not 6'1", and I was like, oh, well, he must have had lifts in his shoes. I don't.
Yeah, I think he's gonna
But I knew he was really good. And sometimes when you're really good, it don't matter what your size is. And he was one of those guys that I just knew. I was like, man, this guy is a really, really excellent wrestler, excellent psychologist. He was already wrestling. They didn't have to show him how to do anything. They didn't have to wait a long time. And he was able to get it done.
So now we've got this WrestleMania coming up. Obviously, Bianca's match is going to be a huge highlight for you. What else in the card are you looking forward to?
Grown man Drew McIntyre. I'm a big fan. I can't wait to see him compete in front of an audience. It's been a year and change since the pandemic started, and there's a lot of guys that haven't performed in front of a crowd, and they don't realize what that crowd does to your heart and your soul. When you're working for somebody and working in front of somebody, you're better. And you see how good Drew McIntyre was with nobody. How good is he going to be with an audience?
How proud should everyone be of the way that Drew has carried the company through such a difficult time?
You know what? I'm extremely proud because I know Drew from a personal level, not just business-wise. He was one of those guys that I talked to all the time and said, look, you need to do this and you need to focus on that. Everything else, not so much. And he listened to me. And when people listen and they improve and they go, hey man, remember when you said this? That works. That's somebody that can evolve. And Drew is going to get better. He's not nowhere near the best he's going to be. You can kind of put me in there too. I'm kind of an honorary Brit. Like I lived in Crowley for about 9 months when I was training for strongman, and I really enjoyed a real proper Devonshire tea.
Hold on, Mark Henry lived in Crawley. What? You're a Crawley man.
I am. I mean, we went to London some just to get out and see the sights, but you know, you go off into the country to learn. There was a strongman there that knew how to do everything, and I went to learn some of the strongman feats.
Have you seen much of NXT UK, and how happy are you to see that style being given a platform again?
I think it's awesome. I mean, and I feel like Walter is the cream of the crop. I think Walter should be a world champion within the next 2 or 3 years. It's all up to him. If he stays healthy and he wants to get better, like, you will see Walter as a world champion.
Would you versus Walter for the NXT UK title bring you out of retirement?
Maybe. I want to have one more match before I completely say I'm never going to wrestle again. And Walter is one of those guys that, you know, he may need to be put in the Hall of Fame to make it, to be tempered by the fire that can make you a champion.
I just can't believe the Hall of Fame has origins in Crawley.
I think this is pretty much an exclusive.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm not gonna mix my words, but I'm pretty sure I heard you call out Walter for the NXT UK title. Then that's what I heard.
No, that's what you said.
The same thing. I think there's a challenge on there.
That's what you said. I'm saying that I think that that would be a good fantasy warfare match. If it happened, then it would be because Walter called me out, because he's an active current talent. It's not up to me.
Very true.
You never know.
True.
You never know.
Let's see if Walter's got the minerals.
Could go on Twitter and call you out. Match could happen.
Let's see if Walter's got the minerals.
I still have my wrestling boots.
Yeah.
And it's the UK title. We put it on in a nice hall in Crawley.
Yeah, exactly. Crawley Town Hall. Maybe a little bit too small for the return of the world's strongest man.
Listen, you got some strawberry scones and some Devonshire cream and strawberry jam and preserves, then I'll come over.
So, Mark, I can't have you here without talking about the pink blazer, by the way. The legendary salmon pink blazer from the fake retirement with John Cena. Now, we have a couple of excellently dressed NXT UK superstars over here. I'm wondering, did you think that blazer was going to set the world alight quite the way it did?
No, I didn't. I just wanted to look good.
You did. I have to say, yeah, absolutely. Yeah, you pulled it off.
Thank you.
And now, when you have that NXT UK title match with Walter, we'll all be at ringside in matching salmon pink blazers.
I think for the next
the next run-in, the next episode of Run-In.
Yeah, we should all get the blazers.
All right, I'll take it. I love an entourage.
Perfect. Mark, thank you so much for your time. I really appreciate it.
You're very welcome. Great show, guys. Really, really good. Y'all are awesome.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Cheers, Mark.
Great to see you.
That's all we have time for on this episode of The Run-In. But don't worry, we'll be back to get your WrestleMania party started on Saturday night at 10 p.m. And it's not just episodes of The Run-In on BT Sport this week. We have classic WrestleMania matches every single night. And of course, don't forget, NXT Takeover Stand and Deliver nights 1 and 2 are both on BT Sport 1, starting at 1 a.m. on Wednesday and Thursday. And then on Friday, we've got NXT UK Prelude starting at 10:30 p.m. And then the event we're all here for. Both nights of WrestleMania will be live on BT Sport Box Office. Head to bt.com/sport box office for more information. And my thanks, as always, go to the Run-In regulars, Trent and Jinny. Thank you so much for joining me in this incredible red building.
It's been emotional. It's been a pleasure. Thanks for having us.
And of course, WrestleMania week is a marathon, not a sprint. So take a breath, enjoy TakeOver, and we'll see you on Saturday night. Thank you very much.